Good morning, friends. The Honorable Karnataka High Court, Justice J.S. Dikshit, he comes to the rescue of a 12-year student from the clutches of CBSE, which directed the girl to reappear for the biology examination for involving unfair practices. So, the Honorable Court questioned, so a tender age student, even when the delinquency is established, it cannot be treated as a war crime. What is the so much of heinous crime she has committed? After all, it's a, we will discuss the incident, then you will be able to appreciate the view of the Honorable High Court also. Right? Coming to the facts of the case, on March 14th, this girl by name Suchi Mishra, a girl of 12 years and writing for the CBSE fundamental examinations. She went to the examination hall. On that day, the biology examination is being conducted. Right? She went to the corridor. She went there around 9:50 or so. She was in a hurry because of the COVID-19 pandemic. She reached a bit late. So anyway, she forgot the rule of the CBSE not to carry the cell phone inside the examination hall. Right? This rule was there. Definitely, it was violated by her. But she, when the invigilator questioned, she reconciled her folly, and by about 9:55 a.m., she handed over the cell phone to the invigilator, who in turn sent to the office, and the office people, after the examination was over, handed it over to back to this girl through her faculty. Right? Normally, in the examination is conducted at a different place than her school. Right? So, the CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education, took it as an unfair practice to carry the cell phone, because you may be knowing there is a very possibility of getting the copying material from the cell phone, and definitely they can do the mischief. So anyway, they treated as an unfair practice, and she was not, of course, even though she wrote the biology examination, she was asked to reappear for the examination, and the result was withheld. Right? See how much of trouble she has to face. Now she has written the examination, but the result is not declared because it is taken as a malpractice, and they wanted to conduct. She has to appear the exam for the examination once again. Right? Now she has approached the Honorable High Court of Karnataka. So High Court of Karnataka conducted Justice Krishna S. Dikshit. He has conducted trial, of course, inquiry into the matter, and the Honorable High Court directed the CBSE to announce the result of her biology examination immediately, and she did not reappear for the examination. Right? So what happened is, the Honorable High Court took into consideration all the facts and circumstances of the case. Right? So the called Mishra, she definitely carried the cell phone to the examination corridor, but she handed it over to the invigilator simply earlier to the commencement of the examination. So it does not come under unfair means for utilizing the cell phone throughout the exam. If the examination was found in her possession during the writing of the examination, it's a different thing. So she might have been using the same for the so-called clandestine purpose. They might have inferred, but she has handed over the cell phone back to the invigilator by 9:55 a.m. That is prior to the commencement of the examination. Right? So the High Court found that CBSE, found fault with the CBSE for not making any effort to look to that digital surveillance. The CC cameras were there. According to the examination principle, rules of examination, the corridor was covered with the so-called CC cameras. Had they seen the CC cameras, had they seen the recorded version of CC cameras, so it would have been easy for them to assess whether she has carried it to the examination hall, whether she handed over it before the examination or during the examination, or when the examiner or invigilator came to her. Like that, the things would have been otherwise. But they have forgotten, or they have not at all seen the video footage of the examination corridor. Because each corridor was under the so-called digital surveillance. And secondly, this is the most important point, Honorable Court also commented that the invigilators or the CBSE did not hear her private listening, or they did not give a chance for her to offer her explanation. This is what is called the second principle of natural justice, audi alteram partem, means hear the other side. Whatever action you take, it's a different thing, but when you found a person to be delinquent of doing something, you should give the other person a chance to explain or to offer his opinion. After taking his opinion, even then if you find the delinquent is proved, definitely you can prove it. Here it was not done. This is the importance of the principles of natural justice. The Honorable High Court has commented that they denied, the CBSE denied private listening to the student, a violation of the principles of natural justice. Wherever principles of natural justice will come into existence, High Court has pointed out. This is more important. Of course, digital surveillance is also equally important because it has analyzed. If the digital surveillance was there, definitely they could have analyzed, they could have seen as to whether she was carrying the phone or not, whether she handed over to the invigilator or not, whether she was discussing the same with her, whether she is looking through the phone for the answers just before the examination. All these things would have been clearly pointed out, but they have not done it. Right? Not. Now, the Honorable High Court observed that there was, of course, the CBSE also did not find any allegation. There was no allegation that the student clandestinely stored the copying material in the phone for making unfair use of the same. So the allegation of CBSE is only the simple allegation that she has carried the phone to the invigilation hall, which is an unfair means. That's all. Right? Now, though a student, no doubt, the court observed that though a student is, of course, not supposed to carry such instrument in the examination hall, but the children going to the examinations associated with the so-called anxiety needs to be kept in mind or needs to be taken in consideration. Already COVID-19 is there. Already the transport is not there. It is not known as to when they will reach. After reaching also, the father will say bye and he go away. This woman, this girl might have carried the weapon, cell phone. And lastly, the court had observed that the rule of proportionality. So since even though she carried the phone for using the same for copying, then making her not eligible for the examination, taking an extreme step of penalty, cancelling her examination, it is definitely it is violating the rule of proportionality, and it shaked the consciousness of the court. Right? Rule of proportionality, all of you know, of course it is only for saying purpose. Then when Mr. Prashant Bhushan, in the contempt case of Prashant Bhushan, what happened? He was fined ₹1. But if he does not pay the fine, then he cannot come to the bar, he cannot attend the court, he cannot appear in the court for 2 years, 3 years. Is it proportionality? Sorry, whatever it is, we have to hear what the court says. Anyway, this is a good judgment coming to the rescue, already coming to the rescue of the students. Previously I told you about the Kerala case also, where that Kashish Gupta, when she wanted to, of course, wanted her to change her name from Dinky Gupta to Kashish Gupta, CBSE refused to correct the mark sheet. In that correction also, Kerala High Court told the CBSE not to depend on the hyper technicalities. So you have to go through the material on record and try to do something positive to the students, because they are the future of the nation. Right? Thank you.